So I want to show you where to find your marked work and what to do with it. So I've created an account for myself, and I'm just in the English 12 course to give you an example using the Hamlet essay assignment. So I've done the assignment, I've read through the instructions, I've completed it, and now I'm going to add my submission. I will add my file. So I will look in my documents, and I have created an example here. So I will pretend that's my work that I'm submitting. Save changes, and don't forget then to scroll down, and if you're sure you want to submit it, submit assignment. Are you sure? Continue, and then I get an email saying that your work is in and it's ready for me to mark. Now if you don't click on submit assignment, the mark will not come to my marking bin that you see right here. So I will go to the assignment and mark it. After I've marked your work, you will receive an email saying that I have been given, or you've been given, feedback for assignment 7 Hamlet essay. You can also look in that particular assignment area in the course, but it's much easier this way. That's why it's very important that you check the email using the email address that you gave us for your course. So what you will then do is go to either one of these links, and I'm just going to click on this one here. It will take you right to that assignment area in the course, and you'll see a little box usually at the bottom that says you've been given feedback for an assignment. You can go to messages, or you can ignore that for now. I would suggest that you ignore it so that you stay in the same assignment area. So if you scroll down, you will see that it was graded, and that's the file that you sent in. The comments, I didn't make any as the teacher because my comments are on the marked work. So what's really important is that you don't just look at the grade that you got and say, oh well, that's the way it is. You need to look at the feedback files that I've marked. So you click on it to open it up, it will download, and then you'll click on it to open, and you will see your marked work. Please do not get all upset about the number of comments that you see or the highlighted areas. If you are to learn anything in the course, you need to look at these closely. Some students in the survey at the end will say they learned next to nothing. But did they go and look at the comments and the highlights? Even if you don't revise the work for a better mark after looking at your marked work, if you can at least look at the areas that you're weak in, the areas that I've highlighted, or the comments that I've made, you can use that information for your next work so that you improve over time in the course. If you don't look at the marked work and you don't take in what I've said and shown you, then you are not going to get better. So one of the great things about online learning is that it's tailored to you. You're the one making these types of mistakes, not everybody in the class necessarily. So I'm not teaching one lesson just to everybody, thinking that everyone needs to know this. Maybe half of you already know it, so why spend the time on it? It's important that you see what are your strengths and your weaknesses and use them to your best advantage in the course and to actually learn something new. If you see highlighted areas, usually yellow highlights, it's a mistake that I believe you should be able to fix without asking me. These are things that you should have learned in other English courses over the years. But if you don't, most of them are punctuation errors. You can always ask me. Don't just sit there and go, well, I don't know what the problem is, I'm just going to leave it. The number of punctuation errors using commas or not using commas is phenomenal. And I'm quite shocked, but here's your chance to learn about it. Especially with complex sentences that start with a subordinate clause like, when I went to the store, comma, I forgot my list. Or in compound sentences, I went to the store, comma, and I purchased everything I needed. Those types of sentences need commas, and I spend way too much time highlighting these types of errors. Punctuation is important because that's how we communicate. If you don't put punctuation where it belongs, quite often the wrong message is sent. So I'm a bit of a stickler for punctuation, and the more you practice it and the more you change it and fix it, the better you'll become. When you see comments, you can either go to the right if that's the way your program opens up, or you can just put your cursor over top of the word that I've made the comment for, and you'll see what I've written. So in formal essays, it's best to use the whole words, such as would have. For this one, your topic sentence should be a specific reason for Ophelia's breakdown. This is a reason, but it's not worded as such. So please take the time to look at the comments and the highlighted areas and revise if you want a better mark. If you don't want to revise it, you don't care about the mark so much, that's fine, but I still would like you to take a look at them so that you don't make those same types of errors in other assignments. Then there's a quick scale at the end sometimes, especially for essays, and it tells you the parts that you did well and what area you're in, and then a mark based on it. Your goal for things like essays, where there's a rubric like this, is to be in the far right column. So it's always good to look at those rubrics before you even do the assignment so that you know what I'm looking for. If you do want to revise your work, you can send me a message or an email saying that you're going to send a revision so that I can go back to the course and to that assignment and put draft status back up here so that you can submit it back in Moodle, which is the place where we have the course. If you want, you can also just send your revision to me as an email attachment, and I will mark it from there. Unfortunately, Moodle changed its program this year so that I can't really easily give you that draft status unless you let me know. Then I can make the change for you and you can upload it here again. Like I said, otherwise just send it to me as an email attachment. That might even be simpler for revised work, not for your original work, but revised work, and put a note in the email somewhere that this is a revision. That way I will know right away that I need to look at your previous work as well and make some notes. I hope this explains where to find your marked work and what to do with it. It's really, really important to look at the marked work so that you can grow in your English skills.